School's out for summer. Hello you gorgeous lot, it's Sarah here, excited to bring you our review for Gen V Season 2 Episode 8 called Trojan. Before we dive in though, please give us a like, share and subscribe to the channel and hit that hype button if you're on mobile. Alright, suit up, it's time to kick some butt. In last week's episode, we got a huge reveal about Cypher, that he was nothing but a puppet, some guy who used to work at Blockbuster and was being used by Godolkin, that is now fully healed and a powerful psychic. Annabeth received a bunch of visions predicting Marie's death, which could still happen, while Godolkin wanders a campus, killing low-level soups in order to trigger some kind of mass battle royale, so that the only strongest among them are left standing. The season final was good, but just like Peacemaker, the episode beforehand was just so big that the climax feels a little less explosive. Don't get me wrong, it is a good episode, a lot of action, a lot of story threads get wrapped up, and a semi-cathartic conclusion to the villain's arc, even if it came a little fast in my humble opinion. This is one thing a lot of superhero films and shows have in common. Getting rid of the big bad way too quickly so that they can move on to the next one, when it would be much more interesting to see them continue to find ways to annoy the heroes, and maybe even other big bads in the process with all their different plans for world domination and whatnot colliding. Spoilers are now incoming. I'll give you a moment to skip to the timestamp on screen if you wish to avoid any. Still here? Let's take this fight to the next level. The episode begins with a flashback to 1967 showing us how Godolkin survived the burning lab. Basically, before he was consumed by the fire, he grabbed one of the unbroken vials of the V and injected himself, and while he did get burned all over, it seems to have kept him from aging and possibly immortal. Back to the present, Doug, aka Cypher, gives them all the lowdown on everything that's been going on, as while he was being controlled, he was fully aware of everything. God, that must have been horrible. The V that Godolkin injected himself with was the same formula that Stormfront and Soldier Boy received, and Doug himself was actually the second puppet. The first one died. Wow! We also find out that he tried numerous times to control Marie, but couldn't. She truly is that powerful. Fucking go Marie, would love to be her. We cut over to Godolkin, who is indulging in everything he can. Wine, food, jerking off, everything he's been unable to do while he was a burned paraplegic. Sage comes to visit and the two also bang it out as well. She seems to genuinely enjoy this compared to when she used to hook up with the D, as Godolkin seems to be on the same intelligence level as her. She even asks him to move in with her like a little girl with a schoolyard crush. However, one thing irks Sage, as Godolkin is about to stray from the plan a bit by going to teach a class. While we kind of know what he's up to, in that he wants to pit the students against one another, so that only the strongest of them remain standing, we don't really know why yet. Whether it's so he can create an army for his own personal use, or if he's gonna try to absorb their abilities and make himself even more powerful. While driving him to the hospital, Polarity and Doug have a conversation about Andre, filled with fun memories, and Doug really liked him, especially because Andre constantly found ways to foil Godolkin and piss him off. Speaking of, Andre even managed to piss into Godolkin's coffee once. This brings a huge smile to Polarity's face, as it's the first time he thought about his son in a slightly happier context. It makes him feel good that his son was cherished by others and that he meant something. It's weirdly suddenly sympathising with Doug, as the entire season up to this point we spent hating his smug little face. Bless. Well, their moment is suddenly interrupted when a sword comes through the roof of the car and cuts Doug in half. Oh shit! It's Black Noir. Oh my god, oh, that's so bad. We jump over to the girls back in their dorm room having a real heart-to-heart with each other. Emma gives one hell of a pep talk about whether or not they are all fucked up, but they've got each other. Even Kate. She then pulls them all into a hug and remarks, hey, this is one step closer to her dream of a threesome, before they all laugh. Marie also sincerely apologises to Kate and then uses her powers to fix her. Using TikTok, Godolkin addresses the entire student body, revealing that he's back and basically calls out the 7. He resets every student ranking and tells him he's hosting an ultimate class, making God U great again. See what they did there? Oh, fucking hell. Their gang all get together and discuss how they are going to stop whatever is happening, as it's clearly a trap. Since everyone is so addicted to social media, they first try that, and then the others try to reach out to all their friend groups and so on and so forth, urging them all not to attend the seminar. When Sam and Emma try to stop the frat, Rufus roofies them and goes anyway, fucking hell. And so does most of the frat, except the guy who shit out the other guy. He believes Sam. Fucking hell, what is this show? Over at the seminar, the ones who have shown up, Godolkin just starts berating them, calling them failures, embarrassments, and challenges them all to prove they belong. Battle Royale. Godolkin says he's gonna walk across the room and push a button, and it's everyone else's job to stop him. But when one girl steps up, he just starts mind controlling all of them and making them kill each other or worse. Holy shit, bloodbath. One kid escapes by phasing through a wall, running down the campus screaming at the top of his lungs that Godolkin is just killing everyone. But no one seems to care. Randomly, Jordan breaks up with Marie as she says she is holding her back, and Marie tells Annabeth to get as far away from the campus as possible because she has no training with her powers and Sam is looking for a fight. In the seminar training hall, Sage confronts Godolkin, and it seems to be part of the plan is that he's pushing himself to the limits to gain power. What that means is if he can learn to push his own abilities past what they are, eventually controlling hundreds of soups simultaneously, then he should be powerful enough to finally control Marie. Which in turn means if he can control one Odessa baby, he can control another one, Homelander. Wow. Big goal there. Sage tries to convince him that this is all an unnecessary risk, but Godolkin brushes her worries aside and continues to play with the students. Meanwhile, Polarity is locked in a special prison and being questioned by Black Noir about one of his movies, of course. Sage interrupts them and, well, she basically needs his help, and so nonchalantly leaves the door to his cell open before she leaves. Once again, we jump back to Godolkin and only a handful of students have survived. Most of them are mangled and deader than dead. He invites the next group in and guess who joins the fight? Marie. While with a wave of his hand, he turns the entire student group against her. And Marie goes full blood witch on them and fucks them all up. And then the greatest thing ever happens. This is wild, guys. Remember the guy with the very roomy butt space? Well, he's here too, and he shits out the rest of the gang. Jordan, Sam, and Kate. All of them pop out of this guy's butthole like it's Stargate. What the actual fuck is this show? That is mad. Emma grows giant and naked and stomps on Godolkin while Ali holds him down with her pubic hair, and then Harper runs over and absorbs Godolkin's powers and at least for the next 60 seconds is able to control Godolkin, as well as every other student in the room. Fucking crazy. They get all of the students out of the training hall, leaving only Marie, Kate, Sam, Annabeth, Jordan, Emma and Greg behind. Marie walks up to him and tells him they're beat by all of them, even the useless ones, and then begins using her powers on him to try and burst his head. But Godolkin fights back. Apparently, he has reached that next level and suddenly flips the script on them and is able to control Marie. Oh no. With all the blood in the room, he forces Marie to create a kind of bloodnado, and Annabeth realizes this is her vision. Fuck. Marie uses her powers on her friends to seize up all their veins, and Godolkin begins to monologue through her. Jordan threatens to kill Godolkin, and so he makes Marie increase the intensity of her powers. But then suddenly, a shockwave hits, forcing Godolkin out of Marie's mind. What? Dun dun dun! Enter motherfucking Polarity. He starts wrecking Godolkin's shit and Godolkin is powerless against him. He tries again to seize Marie, but she ain't having it and makes his head explode. Damn. Polarity warns them that they all gotta get out of there because Vought is coming. And Marie protests, but he tells her for once to listen to him. Go, hide, and stay safe. Polarity, however, is staying behind. He's got a feeling he's got someone looking out for him. That person being Sage, of course. Emma particularly has a heartfelt goodbye with him because of her love for Andre, and then she also says goodbye to Greg and kisses him. The episode closes out with the gang heading back to Stan Edgar's, and Marie tells Annabeth that if she wants to go back to her life, she better do it now, because if she stays, she might not be safe. But of course, Annabeth stays. She hugs her sister tight and Annabeth calls her a hero. Just then the lights flicker and Starlight shows up. Welcome to the Resistance. And that wraps it up. Holy shit, I can't wait for the next season of The Boys and how this is all going to play out. It's like the Justice League and the Teen Titans joining forces to topple Darkseid. It is gonna be a major event and I am here for it. I also love that the show in particular is finding ways to use the most abstract abilities in creative and badass ways. And not just joke away gags for a quick joke, because in reality any kind of superhuman ability, even just being able to grow out your nails on command or use your feet as extra set of hands could be super useful. So now it's time to rank the season, and I'm proudly declaring it to be an 8 out of 10. Some parts seem to have dragged a little early on, but when it hit hard, so I definitely recommend checking it out. And that's it. I want to thank you all for checking out the video. What did you think of the final, and did you enjoy the season overall? And let us know in the comments below what your superpower would be, or which one you would like at least. If you enjoyed our content, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to tease that bell icon to stay up to date with all our latest releases. And if you're on mobile, please make sure to hit that hype button. Just swipe right on the comments, we greatly appreciate it. Anyway, I have been your host Sarah, and I hope you had the most beautiful day. Take care and goodbye. Fucking wild shit.